Hi, I'm Kent Mayor Dana Ralph, and I want to say thank you for joining me for the weekly update. A lot of things to go over that have happened in the last week or so, and then a few things to look forward to. So I want to start with a thank you to Senator Patty Murray. Last week, she held a roundtable discussion that included the King County Executive, Mayor McLeod from Tukwila, Mayor Miller from North Bend, Mayor Cave from Pacific, King County Council member Stephanie Fain, as well as a couple of King County employees and a resident of Pacific. We really debriefed for the senator what happened during the floods that occurred in December, but more importantly, talked to her about what we need to see going forward to make sure that this doesn't happen again or that we can mitigate it better. City of Kent's biggest request is really around coordination with the Army Corps of Engineers, the amount of water that is being released from the Howard Hanson Dam. The gauges are a little bit different. And it gets a little bit wonky here, but what they say they're releasing at the dam shows up significantly more faster and higher water down here at the Auburn-Kent gauge. Senator Murray was actually very interested in coordinating some kind of fix. I am going to be in Washington, D.C. this coming week for the U.S. Conference of Mayors and have meetings scheduled with Senator Murray's office, Senator Cantwell, potentially Kim Schreier, and Adam Smith, and this will be the topic that we will be discussing at the conference. Additionally, last week spent a couple of days in Olympia for Association of Washington City Action Days. We had some presentations. The governor spoke. His budget staff provided a presentation on where things are at with the state budget. I'm sure you've heard it on the news. They have at least a couple $1 billion gap in this budget, even following the significant increases in revenue that they created last year. Definitely something we're keeping our eye on. We are now about 2 weeks into a 60-day session. Thousands of bills have been dropped. Had an opportunity this last week to testify on the automated license plate reader bill, and our hope that the legislature doesn't make so many changes that it makes that tool ineffective. You have heard the chief talk about it, but we have not only found stolen cars and people that have committed crime, but we've found vulnerable adults, children, those kinds of things. They're really solid tools that we need to have to help keep our community safe. So testified in front of the legislature about the need for that. Finally, want to end with a really fun thing. We had our first annual family night out at Kent Commons this last week. Starting at the entryway, kids could make buttons. They could weigh in on what they want Town Square Plaza to look like. And so I think that's the park that's down there next to the library with the rotary ball, the water sphere in there. One of them, we had a young student come in and say that they thought we should turn it into a coat hanger. And I thought that was an interesting thought. So you can put your coats on the sphere. We had things around planets and space, all kinds of different play equipment, but I'll tell you, the kids were really, really creative. We also had Brian Ono there doing pottery, so many fun things. What I want you to take away from this is not that you missed this year, but that it is an annual event. So mark your calendars for January of next year, and Family Fun Night will be back. Also want to highlight the 2026 progress report is out. You can watch that video now on all of our social media platforms or at kentwa.gov/progress. And it really is a great look back at the things we accomplished in 2025 and a nod to some of the things that we've already got in the works for 26. We have Kent 101 coming back, our spring session. You can sign up for that at kentwa.gov/Kent101. Kent 101 is really our civics class. Have you ever wondered, what does the finance department do? Or what are all the things that our parks department offers? How does the police department operate? Every one of our departments will take an evening and spend with our students from Kent 101 and take a deep dive into the work that happens here in your city government. So really beneficial, and you can sign up now. Finally, we have several board openings. We have boards and commissions that residents can sign up for and help advise the city council and myself on things that are happening around the city. So Bicycle Advisory Board, Parks and Recs Commission, those applications are available at kentwa.gov/boards and commissions. All right, looking forward, we have some events coming up. Spotlight Series, you can still get your tickets for Gaydon February 12th at Kent Meridian Performing Arts Center. This is a new band that blends the drive of Irish traditional music and Celtgrass or Celtic bluegrass with the soul of folk and Appalachian music. I'm really intrigued by this description. Will do my best to get to that show. If you are interested, you can get your tickets at kentwa.gov/spotlight series. In closing, we have to say, go Hawks. The Super Bowl is February 8th in Santa Clara. I know I will be watching it from my living room, cheering on the team and watching the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.